So today's the day. It's Saturday. Normally that would be me like doing chores outside the house and stuff. Like I have to rip up a deck and I have to check something on my car because it's leaking something. But it's just ridiculously hot outside, just stupidly hot. So I put all that on hold. And what I'm in fact going to do is let's start on this 7002 project. Now, as a refresher, in case somebody's watching and they don't remember, this is a watch that I bought from a eBay seller, Thewatchcollector, who is Ramon. He's down in the Philippines, and he's a great dude, and he always sells honest watches. Whatever you see on his site is what he's selling. There's no he doesn't doctor anything up or make it look any fancier than it is. And you can find some great stuff. He's been very consistent for many years. So anyway, this is a 7002 diver. It is a very, very late one. It's from 1996. The 7002s are unusual in that there were two versions of them. There was the first gen ones with a 32 millimeter crystal and a bidirectional rotating ring. And then there was the second gen 200 meter divers, and they had a 31.5 millimeter crystal, a unidirectional rotating ring for the new diving standards. But Seiko actually made both versions simultaneously right up to the end. So this is a first gen type watch, but late. The thing that makes this one special is that it is unusual for 7002s to have tan dial lume. Seiko was kind of fiddling and experimenting with stuff when they were making these. And most of the time you'll see 7002s with a flat silver lume. And they tend to be, because it's this promethium that they used at that time. But they also used sometimes a slightly different variation of the lume, which was puffier, and it's one of the, every now and then you'll see them and they turn this brown color. So I was looking at Ramon's auctions and I saw this 7002 and I'm like, well, that's tan lume, that's pretty cool, and the lume's in good condition, so I think we ought to do it. The watch looks original and complete to me, so I got it, and it was a great pickup, and like everything else Ramon sells, is exactly what I saw is what I got. So let's rip this apart, and we'll do a compare and contrast, and we'll see how it goes. So here we go. Part 1, 7002 restoration. Let's move to the bench. Okay, so that is a 7002 completely in pieces. You saw all the bits and everything came apart. This watch, when it came to me, again, the lume was good, so I wasn't that concerned about it, and the watch was clearly original. I still need to strip the case down, by the way. I haven't done that yet, but I will. Don't worry. Watch was not running at all, which is really unusual for a Seiko, but the reason why this one was not running, I don't know if you noticed in that fast video there, but I had a lot of trouble, relatively speaking, pulling the escape wheel, and the escape wheel would land right here. Let's see if I can try to get out light on that so you can see it. Can you see this sort of blob of crap right here? If you look at it if you look at it under magnification, you can see that this stuff is like some kind of like, it's old lubrication that has turned into just like shellac. Oops. See right there? See how it's kind of brown looking? That's shellac, that's grossness. And so old lubricants, old natural lubricants will turn into this stuff, this shellac, and it stops the watch from running. One thing I wanted to look at actually, let's look and see, because I didn't check for this. Let's look and see if we've got, well, we do have one servicing mark. It doesn't mean anything to me, but it was serviced, but I don't know when. I don't know how long ago. I love stuff like that. This is where we get handy dandy round wood toothpick, because we have to start take apart the case and start pulling this stuff out of here. That's always fun to see, isn't it? But the important thing is, see, the lume did not lie to us. No pitting inside the case back. Nice, clean surfaces. And again, it goes back to my theory that this was a one-owner watch and that it did not get a lot of ocean time, water time, anything else like this. The case is filthy, but it's not rusted at all. I asked Ramon if he had any history on this watch, and he said no, he didn't know. He said that it was there was a batch of watches that he'd had for some time that he pulled out of a drawer somewhere, and this might have been one of them. He's just not sure, but it's it had everything I was looking for. It's got a lot of good stuff. Okay, I didn't see any obvious physical damage with the movement beyond. It has a little bit of wear to the lower mainspring arbor port, which is right there. So that's a little ovaled out, and Adrian Selleck at Vintage Time Australia has ID'd the jewel that I can use to replace that. So I'm going to jewel this lower mainspring arbor port. That should be fun. That should be a neat thing to do. But I didn't find any other physical problems. It seems to be pretty decent. It's dirty. You could see, like, I don't know if you can see under this. Let's see now. Right here, this is underneath this intermediate wheel for winding the pawl lever. The pawl lever goes back and forth. You can see where it was right here. And you can see that there's actually a little bit of rust around this jewel and around this. So some moisture got in, but not a ton, which is a blessing. So we can tell that this watch dodged a bullet. But I think it's going to be good to go. I think it's going to be good to go, and I'm looking forward to it. Handset is pretty well roasted. I mean, and not only that, it's like somebody tried to clean them and they sort of scratched them down to the brass. So this handset's gonna go. I'm not gonna bother trying to say it's patina or any of that kind of crap. It's gonna go, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, I think that's it. So the next stage then of this is I'm gonna put this through the cleaner, all this stuff through the cleaner. But before that, I'm gonna go through I'm gonna carefully inspect everything, and as I inspect every part, it'll go into the little baskets. And then if I find any problems, I'll start to deal with it then. Other than that, I'm gonna get this case apart, get that all cleaned out, and we're gonna put this through the ultrasonic, and we'll see what comes out on the other side. Okay, thank you.